by the extraordinary female boxer that is Claressa Shields. Bigger gloves while she's wearing smaller gloves, headgear, whatever. Here are the scenarios. You're going to hit her and have women groups complaining about how you hit a woman. You're hitting on a woman.
Stephen A. Smith strongly responded to Claressa Shields after she openly challenged Rolando Romero to a fight, and he didn't hold back in expressing his concerns. Smith essentially roasted the idea, explaining that even entertaining such a matchup places Romero in an incredibly uncomfortable and unfair position. He pointed out that no matter what outcome occurs, Romero would ultimately face criticism from the public. If he wins, people would attack him for defeating a woman, and if he loses, it would damage his credibility as a male professional boxer. According to Smith, the situation is a lose-lose scenario for Romero purely because of the gender dynamic involved.
I want to rain on Claressa Shields' parade because I want her to get whatever she wants. I got a lot of respect for her. Unless you're going to go in there and let her punch you without you punching her at all, without you trying to win at all, without you competing, you just want to be a punching bag, unless that's what you're talking about.
Rolando Romero also gave his reaction to the bold statements made by Claressa Shields, but his response carried a different tone. Romero stated that Shields could probably beat him, but not because of skill or ability. Instead, he explained that he simply does not hit women. His comments suggested that even if such a fight were hypothetically arranged, he would not feel comfortable engaging in it seriously. His response reflected both a personal principle and an acknowledgement that the situation goes beyond boxing competition.
Just happened the other day, Claressa Shields was on a podcast and she was talking about fighting, and she said that she could beat Rolly Romero. She said, and I think the guy came back to her saying, "Oh my God, he's a power puncher. I mean, once he connects," and she said, I'm bigger than him, and bigger guys, bigger boxers are generally going to win against smaller guys. So I have better skills than him, better boxing skills than him, and I'm bigger than him. I'm just your thoughts when you saw that clip. What did you think when you saw that?
I believe her. I believe she can beat me. Yeah, she'll knock me out.
Why out of all the names did you pull your name out of the hat?
No. I believe her. I truly believe she can beat me.
Interesting. Give me your...
In another interview, Rolando Romero expressed confusion about why Claressa Shields continued to call him out publicly despite there being no real negotiations or plans for a fight. He made it clear that the matchup was never something that had been seriously discussed behind the scenes. However, he still gave Shields her respect, recognizing her as one of the greatest female fighters in boxing history.
Why specifically with me? I think, of course, she is the greatest fighter of all time, the greatest female fighter of all time. There's no ifs, ands, buts, or questions about that. But I don't know why she always targets me.
Like, did anything, did you two run into each other? Anything that all these years later, it's
those were the first two interactions. I remember the exact dates and everything because, well, I remember everything that has happened to me in my life.
Because, I mean, I know you're not the first because a couple of years back, I know her and Keith Thurman had words flying back and forth.
Yeah, I never understood that one either. But it's still, at the end of it, I don't care. Me and her will never be in the ring. I do not hit women.
Romero continued by emphasizing that there is no actual fight happening between them and likely never will be. He explained that boxing is divided into male and female categories for a reason, and those divisions exist to maintain fairness and safety within the sport. While he acknowledged Shields' elite skills and accomplishments, he stressed that a real professional fight between a male and female boxer is not appropriate within the current structure of boxing.
She's great, but there's male and females, and it's divided for a reason.
I mean, in a way, it's created headlines for you. I mean, no one expects you and her to fight. So, I mean, it's not like anyone out there is calling for a Claressa Shields fight. It just, I know it came out of left field for a lot of us on the sidelines. We were like, you know, probably should call out Michaela, should call out Katie Taylor. We're like, why is she calling out Rolly?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know, but she also knows it's never gonna happen. Aside from that, too, she thanked me because I knocked out the dude that had knocked her out in sparring. I knocked him out in my 11th fight.
Stephen A. Smith added further context to the debate by addressing Shields' experience sparring with men. He explained that sparring sessions and professional fights are completely different environments. Sparring is controlled, often lighter, and designed for training purposes, whereas sanctioned fights involve significantly higher stakes, stricter rules, and much greater intensity. Smith emphasized that it is unsafe and misleading to compare sparring experience with what would happen in a real competitive bout.
Joke. She could fight. That is her in the boxing ring right now, fighting a man. That's who she's fighting. That's what she does. Claressa Shields is no joke. She's fired numerous shots in his direction on multiple occasions in recent years, but reiterated her call out of him over the weekend. She's the pound-for-pound king in women's boxing. She's 14-0, only 2 knockouts.
Claressa Shields is widely recognized as the pound-for-pound queen of women's boxing, boasting an undefeated record and dominating her competition. Despite her incredible skill and dominance, critics point out that her knockout ratio is relatively low compared to male fighters. While she may appear unstoppable within women's boxing, stepping into the ring against a male fighter like Rolando Romero would present a completely different challenge. Even lighter male fighters generally possess greater punching power, strength, and durability than the opponents she has faced, which could make such a matchup dangerous.
Or accolades, you might have the aura of this unstoppable, immovable object as a woman, but not as a man. You will get beat by Rolly Romero, and you will get hospitalized by a guy like Gennady Golovkin, which you called out one time. I can come out of retirement right now at 40, in my mid-40s, and beat a Claressa Shields. You cannot do that, Chris Maddox. You cannot disrespect women's greatness and men's greatness, or not even greatness, just average, because Rolly Romero is average.
Well, let me drill down that for a minute there, because I fundamentally agree with you that Claressa cannot beat Rolly. I mean, Rolly, for all his wackiness, can punch. And even though he is several weight classes lighter than Claressa Shields, you get hit by Rolly, it's different. It's a lot different than getting hit by Lonnie Daniels and Franchon Cruz-Dezern and all the women that she has fought over the last couple of years. Even if it's just body shots that someone like Rolly is throwing, it would be, it would end badly.
However, Claressa Shields has strongly defended her position by criticizing Rolando Romero's boxing ability. She argued that Romero lacks refined technical skills and relies heavily on raw power and an awkward fighting style to win fights. Shields also highlighted that several high-level opponents Romero has faced have knocked him out, suggesting that his success does not come from superior boxing fundamentals but rather from physical attributes.
Is that and beat that. Rolly can't box nothing like me. It don't matter about no power. You don't have no skill. So next time Rolly come to my inbox, just know, yeah, I'm really about that, and I will show up where you at and show you what's up. He like, oh, you're not better than me and I'm not better than you. I'm just telling you that all of the greats have been dropped. I got a video of all your favorite fighters getting dropped. Rolly, congratulations. You got knocked out. Shut up. Shut up. You got knocked out in a real fight. Foreign. You got knocked out for real. So hush your mouth. Shakur beat your ass. Ryan to beat you up. Tiafimo beat you up. Devin Haney, a dog walk you. Everybody like, who is Rolly? The dude who Tank knocked out. And when I see Rolly, I want you to keep that same energy you have over that internet. That's all.
Sergio Mora weighed in on the discussion by praising Claressa Shields for her extraordinary accomplishments. He highlighted her 2 Olympic gold medals and her status as an undisputed champion across multiple weight divisions. Mora made it clear that Shields is one of the greatest female boxers of all time, with elite technique, discipline, and achievements that deserve recognition. However, he also emphasized that the separation between men's and women's boxing is rooted in important realities.
To Claressa Shields, the GOAT. I want to tell you straight out, because no one in women's boxing dares tell Claressa Shields the truth. You are an incredible boxer in the women's division. What you accomplished is incredible. I mean, it probably won't be broken. 2 gold medals, undisputed from junior middleweight all the way to heavyweight. Incredible accolades. They'll probably never be exceeded. But you can't beat a man. There's limits to boxing. That's the reason every sport in the world separates women from men.
Mora further explained that the reason sports separate men and women is based on fundamental physical differences. He compared Shields' situation to Serena Williams potentially facing male tennis players, noting that even the most talented female athletes face natural physical disadvantages. Men typically have greater strength, speed, endurance, and power, which significantly impacts performance. In boxing specifically, men tend to punch harder, absorb damage more effectively, and recover faster. These factors make professional mixed-gender fights not only unfair but also unsafe.
The greatest tennis player was on a talk show with David Letterman. Letterman asked her, could you compete with a man? No way. She had the humility to say, no, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster. They did a match, and it wasn't even a best against the best. Serena Williams fought a 200th ranked tennis player and got beat. Both Williams sisters got beat by the 200th contender in tennis, but it was a man. Same thing will happen here if Claressa Shields decides to ever fight a man. She can fight the 200th ranked boxer in her division and will lose, because there's separation in strength, in size, in resistance, and being able to take a punch and rehydrating. It's 2 separate fields. So you can't move the field goal because you're the greatest at what you do as a woman. You have XX chromosomes. You can't come to this side with XY. XY is stronger than you. They're stronger, they're big.
Shakur Stevenson also shared his perspective, praising Claressa Shields for her dominance and skill in women's boxing. He acknowledged her achievements and recognized that she has consistently proven herself against top-level competition in her division. However, Stevenson also addressed the debate about her facing male fighters, explaining that physical differences extend beyond skill and cannot be ignored.
She was a boy, bro. That's what I was trying to tell you.
She was a boy.
If she was a boy. If she was a boy, she'd be Floyd Mayweather. Hello.
I don't know.
If
that's
she was
already,
a
no,
boy,
you can't do that.
She will be Floyd Mayweather. How can she not,
can't,
bro?
No, but I'm saying you can't do that. If she was a boy, she might be playing soccer. We don't know what. You don't know what.
That's a great thing to say, but I'm just speaking like far as her.
Yeah.
If she was a boy, bro, to be like.
Do you think she could actually beat a male like champion? Like seriously, like on some real shit. Like I know she tough, but you think she could beat any man champion?
My opinion is girls is girls, boys is boys.
Right.
A girl is gonna be a girl. I don't think a girl can beat a man. That's the same thing like you ask basketball players.
Yeah.
Like, can a female basketball player beat a male basketball?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. LeBron.
Because Claressa be talking hot though.
Nah, she's like that though.
Stevenson further emphasized the importance of maintaining fairness in boxing. He explained that weight classes and divisions are carefully structured to ensure equal competition and protect fighters. While he praised Shields as an undeniable talent, he stressed that these divisions are necessary to preserve the integrity of the sport. According to him, allowing such cross-gender matchups would disrupt the balance that boxing relies on.
Female athlete, bro.
Yeah.
She talks shit. She's flashy. And she's the best fighter in the world, bro.
Yeah,
there's nobody better than Claressa as a woman, bro. I don't give a who you name. Nobody is coming close to her.
Yeah,
2 Olympic gold medals, bro. So if that's the case, if this girl was a man,
if she was a man,
bro, you know how much support to have of her. Like,
yeah, nah,
the whole boxing world to have crazy support because she'll be Floyd Mayweather, bro.
So Claressa Shields or Layla Ali?
Man, come on.
No, I'm talking about both in their prime.
In their prime, it don't matter, bro. She is the greatest woman boxer to ever put on a pin.
Before her exchanges with Rolando Romero, Claressa Shields had already made headlines by calling out Keith Thurman. She boldly challenged him and warned him to be careful, claiming she could fight him effectively. This came after Thurman suggested he could beat her, prompting Shields to defend her abilities. While she mentioned that an exhibition fight could be possible, the reality is that official regulations make such matchups highly unlikely. Her comments sparked major debate among fans and analysts.
Wanted to fight. He initially shunned it, then thought about it, and said he would only do it for charity. And if she's willing to do it for charity, he will accept. She's fired numerous shots in his direction on multiple occasions in recent years, but reiterated her call out of him over the weekend. She's the pound-for-pound king in women's boxing. She's 14-0, only 2 knockouts though. Thurman is a former unified welterweight champion who's only lost to Manny Pacquiao, as I told you. Shields tweeted, quote, "I'll fight Thurman at 154 pounds. So serious. All the respect in the world to him too. I just think I can outbox him." Thurman told Sporting News, "I did not see it, but I've already got text messages all about it. Look, I can fight for any charity event. We can raise money and let you try to showcase your skills and talent." Thurman later said, "I would wear bigger gloves. I would let her wear smaller gloves. I would let her wear headgear too. I don't really want to punch a girl in the face." I don't want to rain on Claressa Shields' parade because I want her to get whatever she wants.
Claressa Shields has consistently made it clear that she is not interested in easy or meaningless fights. Although she frequently trains with male sparring partners, she has stated that she does not want to face inexperienced or smaller opponents just for attention. Instead, her goal is to challenge herself against elite fighters who can truly test her abilities. This mindset shows her dedication to growth and her desire to prove herself at the highest level.
Men who regulars can't fight. These men, the fact that I fight how I fight, and the fact that it ain't been done yet, but that they feel that it's possible that, oh my God, she can beat a man. If I can beat a man in boxing, I can beat them. Who regular men.
I think that's the issue though. They know
issue.
Like she could probably get me. She shouldn't be saying that.
They intimidated. That's the issue. But I can't help that if you don't train, you don't work out. That I'm boxing for 18 years. I can't help that. But ain't no regular Smoke Joe, man or woman, off the block about to come and give me the hand. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Like I done sparred against Earl Spence, Shakur Stevenson, Jamel Herring, Robert Easton. I done sparred against some really great boxers. And the thing is, I ain't saying that I beat these guys up, but I didn't go in there and get dropped and get curved out. I went in there and boxed and did my thing. Get in the gym, my boy. You ain't got to.
Despite ongoing speculation, most boxing experts believe that Claressa Shields defeating Rolando Romero is highly unlikely. While Shields is an exceptional athlete and a dominant force in women's boxing, comparisons across genders are not considered realistic in professional settings. The discussion is not about undermining women's achievements but about acknowledging the physical and structural differences that exist in the sport. These differences make such matchups impractical and unsafe.
By Claressa Shields that she could beat Rolly Romero. She cannot beat Rolando Rolly Romero. She cannot. And I didn't see what Shakur said to his defense. And people said that people sent this to me and saying Shakur is agreeing that Claressa Shields could beat Rolly Romero. Stop! Claressa Shields cannot beat Rolly Romero. She is great. Icon. She is a woman. I don't care how much she wants to compare herself to men. She is not a...
Even with all the criticism and debate, Claressa Shields remains confident in her abilities. She believes that her strength, height, technique, and overall athleticism allow her to compete with anyone, regardless of gender. Shields continues to stand by her belief that skill and determination can overcome many challenges. Her stance reflects her fearless mentality and her willingness to push boundaries, proving that she is always ready to test herself against the toughest competition available.
Stronger. I am strong as hell at heavyweight. And I know that from how I punch the pads, from the guys I'm sparring with, their reactions when we get tied up in if we get, tied up in our sparring, how I'm pushing them back, and I got pretty big shoulders and a pretty big back, and I'm actually super strong at heavyweight. So I'm carrying everything the same, and I still got my speed, which we were worried about. But hey, it's still there, and everything's